Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Saturday. I missed a circle time this week because I couldn't get my video to upload, so I decided I would do one extra circle time today. So I thought we would just get started and jump right in with our glasses song today. So, do you have a pair of glasses? I have a pair of glasses. And do you have a book? Make your book and open it up. Whoop. Oh my goodness, there's a pink snake in there. Shut that book. Have you ever seen a real snake? I have. And open it up. Whoop. Oh my goodness, there's a purple dinosaur. Shut that book. Have you ever seen a real dinosaur? Neither have I. These are my glasses. This is my book. I put on my glasses and open up my book. Now I read, and I look. I put down my glasses and whoop, close up the book. These are my glasses. This is my book. I put on my glasses and open up my book. Now I read, and I look. I put down my glasses and whoop, close up the book. These are my glasses. This is my book. I put on my glasses and open up my book. Now I read, and I look. I put down my glasses and look, close up the book. Well, I told you yesterday that I was going to be reading a book about real ducklings today. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's called How Ducklings Grow. And this is not a drawing of a duckling. This is a real photograph of a duckling taken with a camera, and the duckling is inside standing by some marigolds. So the front of this book says, by Diane Mollison. So she wrote the words, but then instead of illustrator, it says photographs by Dwight Kuhn. So instead of an illustrator in this book, there's a photographer who used his camera to take the pictures that are in this book. That's pretty cool because we know these aren't drawings. These are real pictures of real ducks. How ducklings grow. Look at that little boy. I think he loves that duckling. Do you think ducklings can be pets? They can. How Ducklings Grow by Diane Mollison. It is spring. Today, Mother Duck is looking for a safe place to lay her eggs. The mother builds a nest in a clump of grass near the water. She makes the nest from grass, bits of dry leaves, and her own feathers. She plucks her own feathers out to make the nest soft. The mother duck is called a hen. She is smaller than the father duck. The father duck is called a drake. He has a curl on the tip of his tail. The hen builds her nest. She sits on the eggs and keeps them warm. The feathers, leaves, and grass help to keep the eggs warm too. A baby duck is growing inside each egg. All the food the duckling needs until it hatches is inside that egg. The ducklings get their nourishment from the yolk. That's the yellow part of the egg. In about 30 days, the egg yolks are all gone, and the ducklings are now big enough to hatch. When a baby duck is ready to hatch, it twists and turns inside its shell, and the eggshell starts to crack. On the baby duck is a little duck. On the end of the baby duck's bill is a tiny tooth. Can you see that little tiny tooth? It is called the egg tooth. The duckling uses this tooth to break through the eggshell. First, the duckling scrapes its tooth against the crack, and that makes the crack grow bigger and bigger. And when the crack is big enough, the baby duck wiggles through the shell. Within a day, all the ducklings in the nest have hatched. The duckling's egg tooth will fall off a few days after the duckling has hatched. They're kind of wet and yucky, aren't they? Here are the ducklings that were inside the eggs. They are less than 1 day old. The little ducks have wet, sticky feathers. Their eyes are wide open. But by the end of the next day, the ducklings are all dry and their feathers are fluffy and soft. These first feathers are called down. Already the ducklings can see and walk. Just after they hatch, ducklings act as if any large object moving near them is their parent. Sometimes a duckling will mistake a person or a chicken or even a balloon for its parent and will follow them. The first large moving object these ducklings see is their real mother. They follow her out of the nest. All in a row, they waddle to the water. The ducklings know how to swim right away. Nobody has to teach them. Ducklings are born knowing everything they need to live. They can run, they can find food, they can swim. Ducklings have webbed feet that help them swim. These webbed feet work like paddles in the water. The ducklings line up behind their mother in the water. They are off to look for food. They eat snails, seeds, and small insects, which they find on or just under the water. To get their food, the ducklings tip their tails up and stretch their necks down into the water. The ducklings may have trouble catching a meal when they're very young. At first, they eat mostly snails because baby ducks are not fast enough to catch insects. But the ducklings keep trying. Ooh, they eat snails. Ducklings take good care of their feathers. They have a special gland filled with oil at the base of their tails. With their beaks, they take the oil and spread it all over their feathers. Because oil and water do not mix, droplets of water slide right off the ducklings' feathers. Their mother tries to keep their ducklings together. This way, she can protect them from snapping turtles, raccoons, and large fish that want to eat the little ducks. By the time ducklings are 6 months old, they're all grown up. These young ducks have their white flying feathers. They are as big as their parents now, and they do not need their mother to take care of them anymore. This duck flaps its wings and lifts itself into the air. By next spring, when she is 1 year old, this female duck will be ready to have ducklings of her own. She will try to find a good nest place in a clump of grass near the water to lay her eggs. The end. So isn't that cool, boys and girls? This book doesn't have an illustrator. It has a photographer because they're real pictures. Very cool, huh? Well, today is our last day for rhyming words. We are going to be all finished with our rhyming words after today, even though we have a few extras left. We're going to be finished today. So we're going to sing the song one more time. Miss Fryman's going to choose 2 rhyming words we'll learn. Miss Fryman's going to choose 2 rhyming words we'll learn. She will say the words that rhyme, they will rhyme every time. Miss Fryman's going to choose 2 rhyming words we'll learn. Well, these 2 words are words that you will be familiar with. One of them is something that is on a pole. It waves in the air. It can be all different colors, but ours is red, white, and blue. You know what it is? You're right. It's a flag. Flag. Now, what rhymes with flag? I can think of several things. One is a game you play on the playground where you chase each other, and when you catch them, you touch them, and you say, "You're it." Tag, you're right. Let's see. I can think of something that is kind of old and maybe ratty tatty, and you might use it to scrub things that are like you might use one to wash your car. Can you think of what that word might be? An old towel is called a rag. And this, something you put your groceries in. It's a bag. A bag. Bag and flag rhyme. Well, that's our last set of rhyming words for today. We have a few more left. We have bench and wrench, shell and bell, whale and scale, plane and train, box and fox, ball and wall, door and four. Do you hear how each of those pairs of words sound the same in the middle and the end? That's what makes a rhyming word. So over the next few weeks, you guys can practice rhyming words at home with your mom and dad. You can play some rhyming word games. Well, are you ready to sing about our 5 little ducks? 5 little ducks went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 4 little ducklings came back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little ducks went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 3 little ducklings came back. 1, 2, 3. 3 little ducks went out one day over the hill and far away. One little mommy duck went quack, 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 but only 2 little ducklings came back. Mrs. Fryman's distracted by all the things going on around here. I'm sure you guys noticed some things too. 2 little ducks went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 1 little duck came back. There's only 1 left. 1 little ducky. 1 little duck went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but none of her little ducklings came back. So what did she do? You know what she did. Mother duck went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 and all 5 little ducklings came back. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 5 of them came back. I hope you've had fun this week talking about ducks. I've had fun talking about ducks and ducklings and all the silly duck books that we read. One duck got stuck in the duck in his truck and Super Duck to the rescue. There were so many fun things to read about. But next week, we're going to read about something different. We're going to read about seeds. Seeds, seeds, seeds. You know, the fun thing about being in class with each other is that I can talk to you every day and I can find out the things that you're interested in and the things that you want to talk about. And we can talk about those things. But since we don't actually get to see each other, Mrs. Fryman just has to guess every week what would be interesting to the boys and girls this week. And then I have to choose something to talk about. So since things are growing outside and you're home a lot, I thought we would talk about seeds. And maybe, just maybe, you'll get an envelope in the mail with a packet of seeds and you can grow them in your own garden. So, seeds, seeds, seeds. This is about a little bear and he gets something in the mail. Do you like getting things in the mail? I bet you do, especially right now, because right now everything's kind of boring. We're just stuck at home. And so it's fun to get mail. So I'll send you some mail next week with something fun inside. Well, our other book for today is called A Porcupine Named Fluffy. Now you guys know that I love, 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 love this book. This is my favorite book. If I had to choose one favorite book over all the others, this would be it. So I'm going to read that to you in a few minutes. But first I thought we might sing a song that doesn't require any music from my phone, any music from my CD, because we know this one. It's If You're Happy and You Know It. And since it's a Saturday and the sun is shining, it's going to be a warm day. You're going to get to go outside in the yard and have some fun. I thought we'd sing If You're Happy and You Know It. So are you ready? See if we can think of some fun things to do. We could do just the plain old ones. If you're happy, you know, clap your hands, stomp your feet, shout hooray. But let's see if we can find something else fun to do. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, spin around. If you're happy and you know it, spin around. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know, spin around. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, hop up and down. If you're happy and you know it, hop up and down. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, hop up and down. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! Can you remember all five? If you're happy and you know it, do all five. Hooray! Can you remember them all? If you're happy and you know it, do all five like the 5 little ducks. Hooray! If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show. If you're happy and you know it, do all five. Clap, clap, spin around. Stomp your feet, jump up and down, and shout, hooray! Good job, boys and girls. You know what? You don't need Mrs. Fryman on this video to keep you busy. You can do those games at home. You know the words. You can sing them by yourself or with your sisters and brothers. Well, today's book, A Porcupine Named Fluffy by Helen Lester, illustrated by Lynn Munsinger. So this, my favorite. Those of you in my class know that. When Mr. and Mrs. Porcupine had their first child, they were delighted. Now he needed a name. Do you see it in there? Sorry. Should they call him Quincy? Quincy. We have to wait for the people to walk past our house with their dog, so my puppy dog will stop barking. Should they call him Spike? No, Spike was too common. Should they call him Lance? Lance sounded too fierce. Should they call him Needle Rooser? No, Needle Rooser was too long. Prickles? Pokey? Quillin? Then together they had an idea. Let's call him Fluffy. It's such a pretty name. Fluffy. Look at the baby porcupine's face. He's going, what? Are you kidding me? You're going to call me Fluffy? But soon there came a time when Fluffy began to doubt that he was Fluffy. He first became suspicious when he backed into the door and stuck fast. That was not a Fluffy thing to do. He was even more convinced when he accidentally slept on his back and poked holes in his mattress. That was a very unfluffy thing to do. And when he tried to carry an umbrella, he knew the truth without a doubt. Fluffy definitely wasn't. So he decided to become fluffier. Clouds are fluffy, he thought. I'll be a cloud. But he couldn't stay up there. He climbed a tree and went zonk. I know, he said. Pillows are fluffy, he said. I'll be a pillow. Ugh. But when his mother came to sit down and watch TV, she was not pleased. He tried soaking in a bubble bath for 45 minutes, but he did not become fluffy. He just became soggy. He put whipped cream on. He put a little on each quill. It was not easy. It took more than half of the day. But still, that did not make Fluffy fluffy. They should have called me Gooey, he said. He ate a lot of fluffy marshmallows. He rolled in shaving cream and feathers. He even tried to become a bunny with a bunny suit. But the truth remained, Fluffy wasn't fluffy. One afternoon, Fluffy set out for a walk, trying to think of new ways to become fluffy. Before long, he met a very large rhinoceros. Grr, said the rhinoceros. I'm going to give you a rough time. Fluffy didn't know what a rough time was, but he didn't like the sound of it at all. What is your name, you small prickly thing? Asked the rhinoceros unkindly. Fluffy, said Fluffy. The rhinoceros smiled. He began to giggle. He laughed out loud. Ah! He rolled on the ground. He slapped his legs. He roared with laughter. Oh, the porcupine named Fluffy held the rhinoceros. That's the funniest thing ever. Fluffy was embarrassed, but he tried to be polite. What? What is your name? He asked. I can't say it, said the rhinoceros. Hubert? Asked Fluffy. No. Ha, ha. Oh, help. I just can't say it. Ah, I'm laughing so hard, said the rhinoceros. Harold? Herman? Asked Fluffy. Oh, no. That's rhinoceros. It's ha, 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 hippo! Hippo? A rhinoceros named Hippo? Fluffy smiled. Fluffy giggled. And he started to laugh out loud. He jiggled and he slapped his knees and he howled with laughter. Oh, that's so funny. A rhinoceros named Hippo, Fluffy cried. Ah! They laughed and they laughed and they rolled on the ground. A porcupine named Fluffy and a rhinoceros named Hippo. It was almost more than they could bear. Hippo and Fluffy rolled on the ground, giggling and laughing until tears came to their eyes. At last they lay exhausted on the ground, and from that time on, they were the best of friends. And Fluffy didn't mind being called Fluffy anymore, even though he wasn't. The end. Well, boys and girls, I know circle time's a little bit shorter today, but it's a Saturday, so I'm going to cut it a little bit short. Before we go, we have one more thing to do. We have one more thing to do. Sergeant Bear came to circle time today with his letter of the day. It's a letter you guys all know. You learned this one very early. It's an X. It's easy to make an X. You just make two straight lines, put your finger up and go down, and then go back up to the other corner and go down. And then the little X is the same. Down, back up to the top, down. X marks the spot on a map when you draw a treasure map. You know, you should do that. You should draw a treasure map at home and see if you can figure out where the treasure is. Draw a treasure map and hide a treasure. Maybe something like your favorite beanie baby or a favorite toy, and see if your mom and dad can find where your treasure is. Remember, maps are one of the things that we talked about on our bingo card this week. So I hope you got to do a map of your house. Well, X stands for X March in our action cards. So you can practice making an X by touching your knee and your elbow, opposite knee and elbow together, and march, 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 march. Well, boys and girls, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed my favorite book ever and a little bit of extra circle time on Saturday. I'll see you next week. Get ready to learn about seeds. I hope if you get a chance that next week you'll get to plant some seeds. So Mom and Dad, be ready for that. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.